TV in association with D-Tube.
Hello fellow Steam Masters, another show me update. There's plenty of these, isn't there, at the moment? I mean, lots of problems, project taking far longer than expected. Let me just cut this a second. Can hear the rain better now. So, since Saturday, when I had the catastrophic failure of the pipe from the between the water pump and the solenoid, I've been round to the B&Q, which is a local DIY store, and they had some 8mm ID tubing, PVC tubing, so I've gone and brought some. So let's have a quick look here. Now, I had to take some pictures. I can't have it like I could with the silicone pipe. I can't have it coming out and going straight into there because it kinks too much. The silicone pipe could live with it and not kink, but this PVC won't. So I've had to loop it round so it doesn't kink up. Fingers crossed this won't explode. They did have some gas pipe, which is 8mm ID there, but the OD was just far too big. I never got that blue locking nut on. So for the time being, this is the best option. Other than that, if this explodes, when I test it later on, then I'm going to have to go trawling the internet for something braided, something a lot more tough, stronger for the job to withstand the 80 psi of the pump. So I've been to B&Q. I've got a meter of that, so that's now fitted up in replace of the pipe that exploded the other day. Also, on the feed side, I had to prime the pump the other day. I had to, while I had the voltage running across the pump of the solenoid, I was having to suck on the push fit tube that was connected to the other end of the solenoid valve to suck on the water to get it to prime the pump. Obviously, when the valve switched off and the second piece of pipe I fitted actually filled up like a balloon, the pressure held, so I'm pretty confident the solenoid valve's good. But I don't want, while the car's stood, and if it may be several days between running the pump, I don't want the water to slowly make its way back down to the tank and not be primed, and then I'm driving along thinking I'm getting this extra power when I activate the system and hit the gas and nothing happens. So because I had a spare one-way valve like I've got fitted here to stop drawing in atmospheric air from the washer jets, which will be connected to here, I had a spare one-way valve, so I've now got the addition of another one-way valve there. So hopefully the system shouldn't bleed dry when not in use. I've got the one-way valve there, I've got the solenoid valve there. So that's the second thing I've done today. And what I'm going to do now is, because I was a bit concerned that this tubing exploded under 80 psi, well, at what point did it start to expand? What was the pressure expanding? Now, the pipe that I was using the other day the pump it up video, when I was finding out what the boost switch was set to, I was pumping via the foot pump up to 20 psi through this pipe to the boost switch. And obviously that didn't expand like a balloon, but it is slightly narrower pipe than this pipe here that I'm using for feed from the water tank. It looks the same. It's a slightly different diameter, if I believe. I mean, I've got that much stuff and tried that many things. I mean, actually looking at it, it looks the same. So I don't know, I'm just confusing myself here. But what I want to do is I want to make sure that this pipe, when receiving boost pressure from the engine, doesn't expand like a balloon as well. It didn't when I was pumping the other day to 20 psi, as you saw in the video, and getting the switch to activate. But I'm going to try and maybe go to, say, 30 psi, and if it can withstand 30 psi, fine. And I know that that's okay, I don't need to replace that. So I've got it clamped off again. I'm going to start pumping it up and see how we go. So just bear with me a second. Right, so all clamped up. Needles on 0. Got the clamp on. Everything's connected up. I've got the... I don't know if that's showing up on the camera. Is that showing up on the camera? Yeah, I've got it all set up like I did the other day. Got a tube adapter on the boost pipe. So let's try and get to 30 psi and see if the pipe explodes. Right, about 18 there. Right, it's nudging 30 psi but then dropping back down again. Let's see if we can get the... See, the system's completely bled. I'll try and do it. I'll try and do it so you can see it. Try and get to 30 psi again. The needle's nudging 30 there, it's bleeding somewhere, I don't know if I've got a leak. I think the engine only produces 20 psi on full boost, so what am I at? I'm stuck at 22 psi there. $24. There's a leak somewhere. 26. But the pipe's not expanding like a balloon. 26 psi. Just try to put a bit more in. 30 psi. Nothing's expanding. Nothing's going pop. Still 30 psi. So I think on the boost gauge side and the boost switch side, that system's fine. So it can withstand 30 psi. It can't withstand 80. Just to prove it, I've got that valve there. It's showing 30 psi. I'll open it up. There we go. So a mildly productive morning for the past half hour. New high pressure pipe. Oh, that's the intended role. Another one-way valve, check valve for extra security so the system doesn't bleed dry. And I've checked the boost side and the tubing can take 30 psi. So I think for the time being, until we test again, I'm not testing this weather, I'm not testing in the garage and getting water everywhere if it does blow again. So until we get a nice dry day, that's it for now for the Show Me project. So I'll catch you all later, folks. Bye for now.